All right, we are back with the fabled top 8 Burning Abyss list. First off, yes, I am looking for the other deck list. When I get them, I will share them with you guys. As of right now, the zombies and the Lightsworn list are not out. If you guys happen to know any of the information on these, or if you happen to have the list, please send them on over to me via Facebook, and I would gladly love to share this information with the community. I think it's very important that information like this, the people that want deck list and information, it's important to keep up with the community, keep up with these requests, and let people kind of keep track of the things that are going on in the metagame, because keeping everybody educated, yes, I understand that some people might not want to share information, and I'm fine with that, but for general development and evolving the game, we have Savage Strike right around the corner, so some of this information might get lost and forgotten about, but I think it's important to share this. So if you have that stuff, please send it on in and we will cover it. Now, why did BA have success? What is kind of going on in the format to kind of warrant this deck being popular? Now, like the second place list, we find ourselves in an interesting position once again with this little guy right here. This is Yazi, and I've been talking about Yazi for a little while. We kind of saw this last format a little bit, but it wasn't anything major near this. Now, decks can go second now because of Yazi, because you just make Yazi 2-card combo. Yazi does his thing, brings himself out, he gets the ability to detonate himself, and then you get to special summon Mermare up here. Now, I've talked about a couple of times that Mermare could become a potential problem card in the future. A card that lets it reduce itself and produce tokens. I wouldn't be shocked if we see Mermare get banned in the future, but it's not that it's overly powerful at the moment. It's because this card does allow for link spam. Literally, you reduce this card's level by 1 and you get to special summon a mini Mermare token. What is going on with this? And they made him so big. I understand that they put the clause that he can't be special summoned except by a wyvern monster, and that's all fine and dandy in the long run, but you've created this powerful card that decks are trying to exploit now, and it's definitely shown that the format is shifting towards abusing Mermare at this point. So that's one big thing that we got going on here. Now, of course, in order to abuse Mermare, we've gone to the point of just triple maximizing Destrudos. It doesn't really matter if you're paying half of your life points if you're just special summoning a tuner that gets you access straight into Yazi, straight into Mermare, straight into, producing these link monsters. I think for the most part, decks like this aren't inherently healthy for the game, but that doesn't say that we can't allow them to exist as a means of exploring just the future of the game. So outside of that, just the BA plays now with 300% more Mermare abuse, which is not a bad thing. So let's dig on into this list and kind of see where we're going with this. We're playing one copy of Alich, standard Burning Abyss, special summon, and then he gets the access to blink a monster on the field. Not too bad. A lot of the Burning Abyss monsters, 50% of them, aren't necessarily good, but you play them as one-ofs to give you access for the toolbox. Now, only 2 copies of Ash Blossom, and I think some people might not really like this about this deck, but this deck is kind of a going second deck, fundamentally, and you would think you would want more hand traps, but it's not the case here. Just straight 2 Ash Blossoms. Now, continuing along with that toolbox of kind of worthless cards, we have the 1 copy of Barbar, just in case you're playing in a scenario where time is kind of beating you down or something like that, or if you need to close the game, Barbar gives you access to do that for that fresh 300 times 3 burn. Now, only 1 copy of Blackluster Soldier. I read a few comments on some of the other listeners, like, really only 1 Blackluster Soldier? Like, why is this? You don't want to clutter your hand too much, and it's kind of one of those things that's like, when you see it, it's good, and other times when you don't see it, it's not that spicy. So I think you can get away with 1 copy of him. Now, we are playing 1 copy of Cowcab. This is the one that can target a set spell and trap card, return it to the hand. You don't want to maximize on this guy, like, he's not that good. 1 copy of Seer. This is the one that gets you the special summon. And then we have, it's kind of floating into the Danger Engine, We have 2 copies of Nessie, which is probably the best one to get the ad. Triple copies of Jackalope. Also, the fact that this thing is level 3 just kind of adds into the harem of crazy shit that this deck can do. Literally, it was a matter of time until they made a bunch of cards that all were level 3 and had to have synergy with Burning Abyss, and they did it beautifully. And of course, the heart and soul of the deck, next to, of course, the Burning Abyss engine, is actually Tsuchinoko. Now, I don't know how I really feel about Tsuchi outside of this deck. I understand that this card is really good, but outside of BA, this card doesn't really see much of a place, you wouldn't think. But hey, Thunder can play it just fine, I guess. 1 copy of Dark Arm Dragon. This is another one that kind of interests me. I guess when you're kind of managing your graveyard as the game is going, I understand dropping a 2800 body that can destroy cards is pretty good, and I get that, but it still seems so fucking weird to me seeing this card in this deck as a one of. I almost kind of want the other Black Luster Soldier. I feel like summoning BLS is easier than summoning Dark Arm Dragon in this deck. Now, of course, we have to play Triple Destrudo. We have no real reason not to have access to this card because it makes our world go round. And, of course, 1 Fairy Tale Snow. Because dumping this off of Beatrice is inherently fair, right, guys? Like, only 2 copies of Farfa. So, honestly, this is fine. A lot of the stuff you want to make sure that you kind of want to control because of different names, because of Orbital Hydrolander down here. But outside of this, I think 2 copies is absolutely fine. I almost want to say 3 might not be a bad idea, but because of controlling your resources and things, I guess you're kind of bound to 2. Triple copies of Phoenix Rhino. There's no real argument for this. You probably should be sticking to 3 of this. 2 copies of Gallus the Star Beast. Getting that free mill off of your deck to further low up your graveyard and get a little bit closer to killing your opponent is actually all that this card needs to fundamentally do. Like, and it's another level 3 special summons itself. Yay! 1 copy of Graph, another one of our special summon guys. Libic, basically you just get to special summon a level 3 Dark Fiend from your hand, but it negates its effects, so it doesn't detonate itself. It's kind of what we're here for. 1 copy of Mare, the card that makes the combo go around. Now, we're only playing 1 copy of Mathman, and I kind of like this. This is kind of spicy. I've seen some lists kind of trying 2. 1 is absolutely fine. I think playing too many of this can cause you some problems. Triple copies of Orbital Hydrolander, the other boss monster in this deck. I love the fact that this deck just produces so many boss monsters. 2 copies of Scam or Skarmarino. Getting that in face search is so good. 1 copy of Tour Guide from the Underworld, the bay of the deck. And then, of course, we have Triple Sega's Light being the only spell that you actually inherently have to play in the main deck, because as soon as this fundamentally resolves, you should just be going into a massive position. Going second, drawing 7 cards, pretty good. Now, the extra deck is pretty standard for what you're going to be doing with Mare. You're just going to be producing these large link monsters, climbing these ladders, and attempting to win the game in the fashion that you should be. So we have 1 Underclock Taker for OTKs, 1 copy of Trisbania blowing off back row is our game, 1 copy of Reproticus making our life easier for climbing, 1 copy of Link Karibo, 1 copy of Unicorn, and 1 Phoenix, along with 1 Mermaid, and 1 Cerberus. This is pretty much the essential package for what you're going to be wanting for what this deck can do. We have 1 copy of Boral Sword and Boral Load Dragon. Don't leave home without these. 2 copies of Dante. Honestly, 3 has gone to the wayside. You have no real reason to even play 3 of these anymore. It's kind of a waste of space at this point. And of course, 1 copy of Beatrice. And then of course, Yazi, the card that makes Mare go live. And then 1 copy of Yield Pilgrim once Beatrice leaves the field. Now, the side deck is pretty standard-ish for what we're doing with this. We have a pretty high kaiju package of Godarla, Gamma Seal, Kumamungus, and Thunder King Lightning Kaiju. No Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, interesting enough. I almost wanted to see that, but okay, so we're packing 4 kaijus. We have Triple Gamma, 1 driver. Nothing really too spicy yet about this. I mean, if this resolves, it does what it needs to do about stopping the advancement of the opponent's plays. 1 card destruction, Triple Twin Twisters, and Triple Red Reboot. Nobody likes Altergeist. Not even me. And I want to play the deck because I'm a stun player. So, this is the top 8 Burning Abyss deck from YCS Sydney, Australia this past weekend. Guys, what do you think about this deck? Is this crazy? Is this about what you expect? Please leave a comment down below. What you guys think? I'd like to hear your guys' opinions on this bad boy. And, well, guys, I'm out. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.